In a place where snow blankets the ground all year round, the demon steps up a steep slope, exhaling heavily, accompanied by a thick mist. Inside the ice castle, a lady sits regally on a white throne. The demon strides forward, tossing a large wolf at her feet. Finally, I've made it here. But it doesn't stop there. He lifts his foot and places it on the giant wolf. In the strong wind, the demon declares that this witch's 25-year war will end today. Today, I will defeat you and rule this world. The ice witch smirks, glancing at him with a proud look. She leans on the armrest of her chair and stands up, slowly dismissing his words as nonsense. For 1,000 years, no one has returned alive from my ice palace. The ice witch channels magic into her palm, raising it high with arrogance, and large shards of ice begin to form in the flow of magic. You won't be the exception. Hundreds of massive ice shards are ready to obey my command, the ice witch shouts as she launches them all towards the demon. I will make you regret coming here. He clenches his fists, looking up at the ice shards, hurtling down fiercely using his nimble legs. He skillfully dodges them, sliding over the thick ice. His gaze shows clear focus, but he gets hit too many times, making it impossible for the demon to keep dodging. In a fleeting moment, the demon almost gets hit too quickly. Not only that, the magic force is strong enough to pierce through my armor. The demon watches the relentless attacks coming at him. You think the number of ice shards is countless. Even so, he remains quick on his feet, dodging all the attacks. Lost in thought, the demon jumps to the side, deciding that he will move faster than the ice's speed and break through. No matter how determined he is, the ice shards keep attacking without pause. The demon considers how to respond, thinking that he must gradually close the distance. She must be about to use her ultimate move. I have to attack first in that moment. Seeing him not counterattack, the ice witch grows irritated. You little mouse, try dodging this. Ice command, grant me the power to destroy my enemies. Just as the demon rushes in with the intention to attack, he shouts at the witch. The ice witch's magic is nearly complete. In his sluggishness, after a second, both unleash their most advanced magic, two powerful streams of magic colliding. Creating a tremendous force, the ice witch feels she has the upper hand and can't help but chuckle. Meanwhile, a few ice shards have injured the demon's face. But he still doesn't give up. He gathers his magic in frustration, having missed the chance to attack. He lands on the ground, quickly taking a stance to prepare for the next move. The demon grits his teeth, admitting the absurd speed of her magic casting. It's truly frustrating, evident in his eyes. Indeed, it's not easy at all. The ice witch looks down at him with a hint of curiosity. Before you die, let me ask you something. You traveled through different dimensions, using the bodies of your comrades as a stepping stone to get here. But in the end, what does this battle mean? What reason drives you to risk everything to challenge me? The demon glances at her, answering broadly. The meaning. The reason the demon sect must naturally dominate all things in the world. That's my purpose and the purpose of the demon sect. After that statement, he grits his teeth, the hatred surging in his words, and how many comrades have sacrificed. I cannot stop now. The demon's resolute words make the ice witch hesitate slightly. Not keeping her waiting, the demon charges forward with all his strength. Look at me, witch! The ice witch knows it's hard to escape. She has no choice but to cast her magic. Do you really want to fight to the end? The demon rushes in with an even stronger attack. This time, I will definitely escort you back to your ancestors. She quickly continues to cast her ice magic, sneering at him. You will never have a chance to defeat me. A block of ice harder than steel is launched. This move is called Ice Barrier. Seeing this, the demon became alert, realizing that there was no way to use an attack to block this move. You really underestimate me with this move. The demon's attack followed your move. The rigid ice was gradually engulfing the black dragon, charging straight at the ice witch. This is not a blow you can block. The demon soared after the ice witch took the hit. All the surrounding ice shards shattered. She was pinned to the ground, thinking this was the end. Before she left, the demon said something. I have unified the martial world, conquered 4 parallel worlds, and this is the 5th and final world. You fought very well. But under this sky, I am the strongest, so don't hold any grudges. The ice witch looked up at the sky, feeling content. Is this the conclusion? Now I can finally rest. No, I can't accept defeat. It's still too early to declare victory, demon. After that, the ice witch unleashed another ice shard from behind. He was so surprised that he couldn't help but exclaim, even after all this, you still won't surrender. I have to get out now. The ice witch held tightly onto his arm, declaring it was too late. Now is truly the end, let it finish. The demon knew he couldn't escape. Inside, the demon felt an indescribable excitement rising. He shouted, "Damn it!" The ice shard rushed down quickly. A pain surged through his mind. In that moment, he thought, "Together in death." Do I have to die together with the witch? His consciousness was gradually fading. No, I have to hold on. Dying first is... At least I must see the witch die. Despite his efforts, the last thing the demon heard was, "I win." Both collapsed exhausted. Damn it, I couldn't see the witch die. And the demon was also angry because the conquest ended here. His consciousness was slowly dissipating, but the flame of will burned brightly within him. The demon was a supreme master leading the 4 great guardians, the blood-white group of 100 people, and the heavenly bone team of 1,000 people. He couldn't let his supreme martial arts be lost, because the entirety of the demon's life was dedicated to martial arts. Yet in the dark void, he still had the obsession with martial arts, which meant the demon was still alive. How long had it been? What awakened him was the sound of a heartbeat. The steady heartbeat the demon was curling up. Based on his feelings, he quietly guessed it was warm and comfortable. This was the womb the feeling he had lost was gradually returning. This process was indeed quite interesting. But it seemed there was someone else besides the demon. Could it be a twin? He wondered, feeling a bit happy. Am I about to have a sibling? The demon suddenly remembered the painful days. In my past life, I had no siblings. Back then, I had fallen into a puddle. My parents abandoned me. I lived a wandering life begging. Then I was captured and enslaved by the demon cult. That was the first step for me to become the demon who rules the world. Now I will have a family when I reconquer the world. Then I can trust them with my martial arts. My siblings are so lucky to have met me. I will become a stronger demon, no longer dying together with the ice witch. Let's start a new life. After 9 months and 10 days, the demon was born. Just a little more, it's almost time. You slowly open your eyes to see what you're feeling. This bone-chilling cold air. When you see the child next to you, you realize this familiar feeling is from the girl with white hair and an unmistakable aura. Over there, she is also slowly opening her eyes. Could it be that you are the ice witch? What a twist of fate, your face can't hide the joy of being reborn as siblings with the witch. At this moment, both of you share the same thought. Who would have thought we'd meet her again? That's right. This is a golden opportunity from the heavens for this life. I will take revenge in a spectacular way. Only the 2 doctors are excited. Oh my, look at those 2 kids laughing. The dark shadow with long hair represents someone who once fought alongside Uram, the sword god, a master of swordsmanship. There are those who are very skilled in using dark magic, the #1 assassin, and someone who carries a strong aura of negativity, known as the Path of 10,000 Heavens. A genius in solitary cultivation. Others have tall and slender figures, a young fighter with the strength of a mountain. The 4 great guardians, I will unite with these people to dominate the martial world, conquering 4 parallel worlds. Uram sighed, sucking on the pacifier in his mouth, feeling frustrated. And now I am just a newborn. I am facing... The door to the room opens. He silently thinks about the greatest challenge of his life. Urim steps up to the crib asking about the little angels of his mother. Sleep well, huh? In his mind, he firmly declines. No, don't do that. She smiles warmly. Then in Urim's mind, he pleads, please, Mom. In the end, it still happened, even though he didn't want it. For Mom to change my diaper. Oh, my son, how strong you are. Knowing that Mom is tired, you don't even cry. Urim helplessly looks up at the ceiling, unable to speak. The one who once made the whole world tremble like me can't even control his own bodily functions now. Urim walks over to the crib next to him and calls out to Yuri. Hey, it's your turn to change the diaper. He turns around in frustration to look at Yuri, seeing the scene before him. Urim secretly calls her the Ice Witch. That face seems to be deeply etched in the corners of his eyes. A Dantian is being formed within Urim's body, also being reborn as planned. At this moment, the Dantian must be completed to accumulate internal energy. All the meridians must also be opened. Yet every time I recite the mental method at dawn and just slip into the state of no self, this little kid definitely cries out. Parents immediately appear to comfort the witch and conveniently pick me up too. This can't be a coincidence. Surely she is plotting to sabotage my cultivation. Just wait. I will never give up. I want to defeat that little brat. Not only do I need internal energy, but my physical strength must also be trained. I can't let my guard down for even a moment. Whoever is prepared ahead of time. A few days later, Uram remains very focused, training with the intention of being the victor. Yuri watches these scenes, sighing in boredom, not wanting to speak. Fast forward 4 years later, Yurin is temporarily absent for a moment. You kids play nicely, okay? Mom is going to see Aunt for a bit, and we'll be back soon. She waves goodbye to the two of them. Next time, Aunt will come to play with you. The sound of their conversation is fading. Aunt bought a lot of dolls, so next time, just come over to play. No need for a gift. Yeah, I know. After they walked out to the gate, Uram finally spoke up. Hey, how long are you going to pretend you don't know I'm here? Hearing that, Yuri looked back at Uram, who was crossing his arms, and confidently declared, all this time I've been monitored and interrupted by my parents, so I never had a chance. But now my mother has temporarily left. Let's settle the unfinished battle from our past life. Yuri sighed, hugging her stuffed bear, stood up and reminded him, you're already 4 years old. You should be more aware. Why do you keep wanting to fight? She faced Uram directly and boldly said, there are 3 things you need to remember. He lowered his head and instinctively exclaimed, huh. Without hesitation, Yuri spoke plainly. First, in my past life, I was the victor. Upon hearing this, Uram smirked, grinning triumphantly. Don't joke around. If you want to win against me, you have to strike first. His first punch hit the stuffed bear Yuri was holding from behind it. She quickly dodged to the side right after. Uram got into a stance, preparing for the next move. He kicked hard, and she swiftly flew up, successfully avoiding the blow. Yuri hovered in the air and continued. Second, unlike you, who relies on physical strength, I use magic, so I'm not as limited in power. With that, all the stuffed bears in the room rushed out to attack Uram. One after another, they piled on top of him, pinning him down. Only when Uram was restrained did Yuri gently land and say the final thing she needed to say. Third, you can train and defeat me. That can happen later. But you must never hurt my parents. Do you understand? So this battle between us must not happen in this life, whether you want it or not. We are already a family. You can't make my parents sad. Uram looked up at her and asked a heart-wrenching question. In our past life, we were enemies wanting to take each other's lives. Do you really think living like this is okay? Yuri herself didn't know how things would turn out later. Not wanting to say much, she put all the stuffed bears away and turned to leave. The past life no longer matters. From now on, you have to call me sister. Uram propped himself up after his defeat. He grimaced and cursed silently. Damn that night. When all the children had fallen into a deep sleep, Uram lay with his arm over his forehead, thinking about what happened that morning. His eyes squinted in pain as he pondered. Why does the ice witch I know have that mocking face from our past life? Uram couldn't help but be curious. Why does she just let me be like this? He sighed and turned to look at Yuri. As if trying to understand her, Uram speculated about what Yuri was really thinking. Or, am I too weak to be worth her attention, or has she really considered me family? Meanwhile, she lay silently, not saying anything, just like someone who is asleep. In her heart, Yuri was recalling past events from her previous life, where her face showed no emotion at all. I only knew how to destroy everything. Yuri felt dissatisfied when remembering the painful image from that day. Even if that person was the most important to me. Thinking about it, she sighed helplessly as memories flooded back. But it's okay. This life is different from the previous world. This new life is a divine gift given to me. I won't let it slip away again, absolutely not. I won't think too much anymore. Uram pressed 2 fingers down on the mattress and continued to practice. He flipped his whole body over. Even though he didn't want to, he had to agree. The witch's words are indeed true, unlike me who has to rely on physical ability. The witch uses magic so she's not as limited in strength. For a moment, Uram lost his balance and fell backward. He lay there sweating profusely, but his heart remained determined. Just wait for me. Uram fixed his gaze on the carousel on the ceiling with determination. I will catch up soon. From now on, I began my intense training at the Hell Hall to master the Celestial Demon technique, which consists of 18 forms. I just need my inner strength to reach at least 3 death shields. 1 death shield is equivalent to 65 inner strength from my past life. Just reaching the level of 1 death shield is enough. That's already sufficient to be considered among the top experts. To accumulate inner strength, I first need to create a dantian. Although it was quite challenging before having to use an unfamiliar body to open up the meridians. But now I've completely adapted to this new body. I, Uram, have calmly grasped the flow of blood and energy quickly sinking into a state of egolessness. I've experienced something special. Normally, I would have to open the Mingmen acupoint at the base of my spine, then connect it to the dantian, but for some reason the Baihui acupoint opened first. I heard that newborns breathe through their heads, so could that be the reason the pure body of a child has accepted this transformation? Uram's head and lower abdomen finally have 2 dantians now. The next morning, Urin called out to him urgently, "Uram, it's time for school." Before he went in, she reminded him, "Yuri, make sure to listen to your teacher and have fun today." She acted obediently. "Yes, Mom." Then Urin turned back to call him again. "Uram, you're making your teacher wait." Over here, Uram's red backpack was thrown down on the ground. He resolutely refused to comply. "Mom, I have nothing left to learn there." She was a bit surprised and exclaimed, "Oh!" Urin turned to apologize to the teacher and asked him, "Sorry, my child is a bit unusual. He was fine at school yesterday, but why is he saying such strange things now?" She didn't know what else to say other than to praise him. "Uram expresses his thoughts very clearly," she said. She urged him, "Go to school and make some friends." Seeing that, Yuri squinted, conveying a threatening thought to Uram. "I've warned you clearly. Behave normally." His eyes narrowed in annoyance. Although dissatisfied, he still complied without daring to argue. That morning, the bus sped along under the beautiful sunshine. He looked through the window silently, muttering, "This is so frustrating, but I have to hold it in. Now's not the time." Suddenly, a girl next to him reached out to start a conversation. "Hi, Guang," pointing at herself hesitantly. "How old are you? Be my friend." Uram coldly replied before asking her, "You should introduce yourself first. That's basic courtesy." "I'm 966 years old and not interested in kids." The girl felt offended and started crying, making the teacher concerned. "Guang, why are you crying?" He had no intention of fitting in here. I shouldn't waste time on meaningless things like this. During the day when socializing, I maintained minimal awareness to focus on cultivating my inner strength. Everything was carefully organized by Uram. At night, I concentrated on practicing external techniques, alternating between recovering the 2 dantians and pushing my body to its limits. Before long, another baby was born into this cozy family. Yuri's eyes lit up as she looked at the baby, unable to contain her joy. Urin gently stroked the baby, saying, "This is my little sister. Isn't she cute?" She nodded vigorously in agreement. "Yes, she's so adorable." Everyone was happy, but Uram remained cautious. It seemed he sensed no energy from her. She named the baby Yuna. Yuri leaned in close, greeting, "Say hi to Yuna." Through his intuition, he confirmed, "That girl isn't a reincarnated person, right?" Thinking back, there was no guarantee. Only the 2 of us are reincarnated. Uram grew increasingly vigilant. "I'm sure he's thinking the same thing." A few minutes behind the hospital. "What are you curious about? Why call us out to such a secluded place? If it's a challenge, I'm always up for it. But..." Yuri shot a cold glance at Uram, saying nothing. She handed over an object, demanding, "Take this." He was confused and blurted out, "What is this?" Looking at the item, Uram was even more puzzled. "A ring? It doesn't suit your style at all." "What's the plan here? Besides, Yuna doesn't seem to be a reincarnated person, right? I just had a thought. What if there are other reincarnated people besides us?" In the next moment, Yuri used teleportation to slip behind Uram. She picked up the ring and explained, "This is a space gate. It's a ring that can connect with others. As long as you know how to use it, you can teleport instantly. Just as you said, Yuna is just an ordinary child. But if anything happens, you have to protect that baby." Uram frowned, scolding, "Why do you say it like something is definitely going to happen?" Yuri didn't respond. She advised him as an older sister, and as she left, she reminded him to behave properly. At that moment, Uram understood what she meant. He clenched the ring tightly. After that day, life returned to normal. No matter what, it didn't matter. Uram diligently trained without rest, whether there were other reincarnated people or not. He just needed to regain the strength from his past life. Even in class, he continued to train, so there was nothing to worry about. At a certain point, Uram's palm began to glow, and finally his power was gradually returning. I've reached the 3rd level of internal energy now. I'm already 17. If we consider age, this is an incredible growth rate. But compared to my past life, I'm still far behind. Over in this corner, a group of people was bullying him. Jonghyun, long time no see, huh? At that moment, Uram thought it was time to train for real combat. He continuously insulted and mocked Gu, saying, "Did you think we wouldn't meet in high school?" Looking at that expression, Donggu doesn't seem happy to see us, huh? "Hey, buy me some bread like you used to. I haven't had breakfast, I'm starving to death. I'll pay you back for the money I owe later. Hurry up and go buy it." He struggled to resist but failed. "I don't have any money right now. Please spare me," he whispered as he grabbed a nearby broom. He raised the broom with the intent to hit Gu. "Then just take the beating." Just then, a hand appeared out of nowhere to stop this. He turned angrily to see who it was. "Who the hell are you?" The other 3 friends also paid attention. Yu looked at him like he was a god. "It's me, your classmate." He cursed angrily. "What the hell, this guy dares." Uram watched this scene and recalled the past. It wasn't any different here, was it? Uram looked at the small figure of the boy and concluded, just because they are weaker than others. It reminded him of his own image back then. Just because they were alone at that time, Uram was just an orphan with nowhere to go, so they were looked down upon and ignored. He gritted his teeth, angry at the unfortunate circumstances. Now it was no different from back then. Over here, 2 members of Nai's group recognized him. He's the class president's younger brother. They're twin brothers, but they don't look alike at all. 2 twin brothers who look nothing alike. This is the first time I've seen him talk like that. He always just sits there lost in thought. Seeing Uram hold my hand for too long made him really annoyed. This guy's ready to throw a punch, thinking about taking a swing at Uram. Those attacks were as slow as a ball flying through the air. You easily kicked him down. In that moment, his face slammed right into the floor. Then Uram let out a long sigh, sarcastically saying, "I'm letting go now." Over here, those guys are laughing their heads off. What's that idiot doing? It's honestly hilarious. I need to post this on Instagram. Through the screen, that girl clearly pressed the video button, seeing that Uram was about to turn and walk away to avoid trouble. The 3 kids were scared stiff. Is he coming this way? Unfortunately, they misunderstood Uram. You reached out to Gu asking if he was okay. In his eyes, Uram looked like a fallen angel. "Get up, you took quite a hit." No matter where you go, there's always trash like that. Hearing that, the biggest guy in this group stepped forward, ready to challenge. He leaned down, asking you in a nasty tone, "What did you say?" You weren't backing down either. Firing back, "Didn't hear me. Do you need me to repeat that?" As Uram emphasized each word, Nai snapped back to reality. The trashy guy rushed in, trying to catch you off guard, wanting you to remember his face. Once again, Nai's attack was too slow to hit you. "You're done for, aren't you?" Your eyes suddenly flashed with a fierce red glint. "Is that all you've got?" He was scared stiff, not daring to say another word. The sky in Nai's eyes was spinning. Specifically, it was swirling around. Uram gracefully took him down gently with minimal pain, and just like that, Nai was completely at your mercy. Not stopping there, Uram placed his foot on the guy to keep him from resisting. The 3 of them watched in shock, pale-faced, not daring to do anything. Uram was completely in control, declaring this. You let out a sarcastic remark that hit hard, saying it wasn't even worth practicing. Just as the guy was about to charge in, Yuri walked into the classroom. She only asked gently, but it was enough to terrify them. "What are you all doing? Don't tell me you're fighting in class." Lena turned with a mocking expression. "Hey, you should speak properly. Don't you see what's happening? Your little brother is beating someone up pretty brutally." Uram, feeling helpless, scratched his face and turned away without saying anything. She even smirked, threatening, "I've recorded everything on my phone." He chimed in mockingly. "If you tell the homeroom teacher, this won't be easy to brush off, you know." Yuri didn't need to say much. A cold glare flashed in her eyes, saying it all. The phone screen shattered instantly, leaving them in a panic. What just happened all of a sudden? I just bought it less than a month ago. Yuri quietly walked over, requesting, "It's almost class time, go back to your seats." Uram stared at her with a blank expression, not saying a word. The guy swaggered over, putting on a tough face, ready to challenge her. A little later, Uram slung his bag over his shoulder and waved goodbye. From now on, let's live in harmony. Okay. A while later, during recess in a quiet part of the school, what are you planning to do? You've been quiet for a while now. Are you itching to show off your precious strength? You raised your hand to clarify. I just meant to scare them. Am I supposed to just stand by and watch my classmates get bullied? Yuri didn't respond. She only advised him, this place is different from the world we used to live in. Isn't it time for you to adapt? Huram frowned firmly, asserting, no. This world is no different at all. If adapting means turning a blind eye to things like this, then no way. Even Yuri didn't understand what she truly needed. If you say so, then I'll change the world. Meanwhile, in another corner, Gu's body was trembling from the weight. This is just too bad. I should have left that jerk to struggle alone. Nai felt offended and shouted, shut up. He gazed into the distance with a determined look. That guy. I won't let him get away. He smirked sarcastically. What are you planning to do if you don't take him down? He seems pretty tough in a fight. Nei, feeling his pride hurt, yelled, I was just distracted. If we fight again, I'll take that guy down. At that moment, he started speaking up. Call the gang over. You saw him fight, right? We can't let him be. We need more people. We'll make sure he never gets back up. Nai giggled excitedly, lightly touching Gu's hair. No one can withstand a gang fight. Gu was trembling in fear from his threats. You heard everything right. After school, you have to take him to the empty lot. He's your friend, isn't he? If you don't take him, you're dead for sure. A moment later, after school in class 2, someone called out, catching his attention. Uram, thanks for helping me earlier. He nodded and smiled, replying, I couldn't just stand by. Gu clenched his fists, struggling to say, to thank you. I think I'll buy you something nice to eat. His expressions were so clear that Uram couldn't help but notice. What do you think I think? After school, if you have time, don't hesitate. Uram threw his arm around Gu, saying, sounds good. I'm craving some good food, too. At that moment, he whispered in Gu's ear, looks like those guys still haven't learned their lesson. Do we need to go somewhere? And don't tell the class president. Okay. He looked worried, his face darkening. I don't want to drag you into this. That afternoon, on the rooftop, a crowd of students stood there, excited to see him approach. Is he really coming? One of them asked, Uram, so you're the one who knows how to fight. He didn't care, scratching his head and looking around. Is this the famous place for signing autographs? The guy sneered. What the hell is this idiot talking about? This fool probably lied to get him here. What are you going to do? What the hell is this loser doing here? There's no autograph place. Uram didn't back down, glaring at them. I know you trash. A bunch of thugs ready to fight. This guy is really crazy. Are you really that confident? He raised his hand, signaling them to stop talking and come over. I don't have much time. If I'm late, my sister will worry. That afternoon, the streetlights reflected the hazy dust of the fight. The thugs charged in one by one, underestimating Uram's abilities. He threw punches like any other thug would. Die, they shouted. Unfortunately, these pathetic moves didn't excite him at all. The guy was surprised, not knowing why he fell. What the hell? Before I knew it, another one is coming. Uram calmly ducked, naturally dodging the clumsy attack. At the same time, he tightened his fist and delivered an uppercut. Just one hit knocked him out cold. Lying in a heap, the remaining thugs shrank back, not daring to charge in. What the hell? Are you kidding me? Uram waved his finger, smirking. What are you guys doing? Get in here, hurry up. They were provoked, their anger boiling over, and they all charged at him. Let's beat him up. Uram effortlessly took down another one, then kicked the next one down right after. After adjusting his stance, he stood firm. With just one hit, the next guy also fell, joining the others. Not wanting to back down, he charged at Uram with all his strength. Uram blocked the attack as if catching a falling leaf, his other hand ready for a finishing blow. Just a few quick punches, and he collapsed while still standing. After the strongest of the group fell, the weaker ones began to feel fear. Uram looked at the pile of trash and chuckled. I might have gone a bit overboard. The three of them couldn't hide their emotions. How could this happen? Seeing them frozen, he taunted, What's wrong? Keep going. At that moment, the others finally realized the real level of strength. Uram laughed, scolding them. This is why I hate people like you. You can't do anything on your own. You only know how to bully the weak, but when faced with someone strong, you run away like a dog. You guys are still too inexperienced to be acting tough. While Uram was ranting, one guy grabbed a metal pipe. "What should I do with you?" He charged in, raising the stick with malicious intent. "What should I do now?" The stick swung fast enough to hear the whoosh. Uram remained calm, standing there. As the stick was about to hit him, Uram raised his hand, lightly deflecting the small stick. He coldly glanced back, advising, "You're getting older now." "Well, you probably know that throwing this thing at someone's head can clean them up." Uram finished speaking and hit 2 pressure points on the guy's body, making him pass out. Just as predicted, he collapsed right there without even a sound. Chint. He was so scared that he couldn't even control his bladder. After that, Uram looked back at the group and confirmed, "Looks like you guys need a lesson." The whole group was sweating bullets. The news spread like wildfire. By the next morning, the whole school knew about it. "Have you heard those bullies got taught a lesson somewhere?" "No way, really?" "No wonder it's so quiet today." "Were they fighting somewhere?" This is the important part. All 10 of them were beaten by just one person. "No way that's true." "It can't be real, man. I saw it on the way to the academy, but I couldn't tell who it was. But that person defeated all the bullies alone." "That's impressive. Who could it be?" "Is it the class president's little brother? Why him? Isn't he always so spaced out and quiet? I heard he got into a fight in class yesterday. He's good at fighting too." "That's crazy." Meanwhile, outside in the gym, there were 2 figures sitting there. Uram leaned back comfortably and said, "You won't have to worry anymore. If they bother you again, just tell me." Hearing this, he looked surprised. "So, that rumor is true?" Uram, confused, asked, "What rumor?" He recounted what he had heard about how he single-handedly defeated all of them. Uram looked up at the sky and sighed. "Do you really believe that?" "I just talked and they understood," he replied. Feeling helpless, Uram said, "That's such a bad lie. It's even harder to believe." Uram turned and smiled, gently advising, "But don't spread silly rumors anymore." He nodded in agreement. "I'm sorry I shouldn't have dragged you into this. It's because I'm so weak and pathetic." Seeing this, Uram quickly patted Yu's shoulder and comforted him. "What are you talking about? The pathetic ones aren't you, but those trash who only know how to bully others." He clenched his fists, feeling frustrated. "I heard those guys are really dangerous, backed by a gang." He seemed to understand Uram's feelings. "I don't want you to get into trouble because of me." Uram stood up firmly and assured him, "Don't worry, they're nothing. Actually, we can talk to each other." Yu lowered his head, his voice becoming hesitant. "And I also thank you." The next words touched Uram's heart. "I've always been alone. You're the first one to stand up for me when I was bullied." Uram closed his eyes and turned away, admitting, "I feel the same way. This is also the first time. You're my first friend in this life. So from now on, I hope you can help me." After chatting a bit, Yu finally asked, "But do you read a lot of manga?" Uram looked puzzled at the strange question. "Oh, just waving my hand to explain. It's nothing. It's just that your way of speaking is a bit unique." Uram brushed it off and asked something else. "By the way, what's your name?" Yu introduced himself, and their beautiful friendship began. That same day, during their family meal, everyone gathered together, looking very cozy. Yu saw Yuna pushing her carrots away. Yuri reminded Yuna, "You have to eat your carrots." She stuck out her tongue in refusal, but the carrots were still there, and she kept insisting, "Come on, eat up." Seeing the 2 of them like that made Yuri chuckle. Yuna stubbornly said, "Mom, listen to me, carrots are just for looks." "They don't taste like anything," Yurin advised her. "If Yuna wants to be smart like me and tall like your brother, you can't be picky." Changing the subject, June asked, "So, how are you 2 doing in school?" Yuri answered first, "Yes, I'm doing as usual." Yuna popped her head out, praising her sister always comes first and even won an award in America. Their parents nodded in agreement. "That's great," he said, turning to Uram. "And how about you? Is school going well?" Uram glanced away and answered vaguely, "Yeah. I think I'm maintaining justice for the world. I even have friends now. That's a completely different achievement compared to just topping a small test at school." Yuri helplessly sighed, while Uram seemed a bit puzzled. After finishing the meal, the 2 of them split into different directions. "Thank you for the meal," Yuri said. "I'll head to the study now." Uram then left. "I'm going to exercise." Before leaving, she reminded him, "Be careful on the way." While washing the dishes, she sighed. "I'm a little worried about Uram. He's already 17. Although he wasn't interested in studying, he didn't think much about the future. Even though he was studying upstairs, Yuri could still hear everything. June said, "Don't rush, just wait." He believed in his children. Everyone has their own pace and direction. At least his kids weren't causing any trouble. Just as he finished speaking, something unexpected happened. "Hey, you in the red shirt, come here." Sumo asked the group of students to confirm if it was him. They all pointed out in unison, "Yeah, that's him." As soon as they met, Uram recognized him. "What do you want? Are you the gang backing those kids?" Hearing that, Kurofi laughed and urged, "If you know, then hurry up and move somewhere else to talk. Don't let others see." Sumo ordered the others, "You guys back off." They were a bit dissatisfied. "We can't watch." Why? Uram nodded in agreement with their request. "All right." A while later, at a remote mountain not far from the city, Kuro raised both hands and declared, "Now there's no one around." Uram smirked sarcastically at him. "You sure you'll be okay? If I use all my strength, you won't get to say another word," he asked. "Let me ask directly, you're the reincarnated one, right?" The question hit Uram like a bolt from the blue, freezing him for a moment. Kuro cracked his knuckles, showing arrogance. "From your reaction, it must be true." He unleashed magic. Although a bit startled, he could still dodge the attack. The gust from the magic rushed out powerfully further, confirming Uram's suspicions. He was starting to understand more. "This power is from the other side," he whispered, "so he's ready for an uneven fight. Let's check each other's skills, shall we?" The birds flew away. Countless leaves fluttered in the air as Kuro charged in, throwing a punch at Uram. He blocked it with his hand, but couldn't stop thinking, "A reincarnated one, huh?" Uram casually threw a punch while continuing to ponder. "So besides me and the sorcerer, there are others who have been reincarnated." Kuro leaned aside, easily dodging. He began to smile condescendingly. Then Kuro kicked straight at Uram's face. "You look distracted. Look at those weak attacks." Uram dodged and thought to himself, "This guy. He's channeling energy into his attacks." Kuro grinned. Where's that arrogance from before? A series of attacks were unleashed. Uram simply raised his hands to block. He silently judged, nothing impressive. Sumo watched the fight from the outside. "But you're more bland than I expected. I had too much hope for you." Kuro triumphantly scoffed. "No need to watch any longer." He planned to end the fight with a punch. "It's time to finish this." Uram calmly replied, "Seems like you're using martial arts. Who exactly are you?" Kuro's punch came flying at Uram. "I'm curious if you can dodge this." "I'll tell you." He swung his fist hard at Uram's face. "Try to dodge." A loud explosion rang out. Sumo arrogantly, with his hands in his pockets, stood watching as a gust of wind swept past him. In the swirling dust, Kuro gradually appeared. He looked at the result of his attack. "Wow, I got a bit too excited. Are you okay?" Uram had somehow appeared behind Kuro. "Yeah, I'm fine." Kuro jumped back, startled, turning around in disbelief that Uram was still unharmed. Uram calmly smiled. "Now tell me, who are you really?" Kuro suspiciously questioned. "You dodged that attack of mine. So you're not a rookie, then that's good to know." "Ending this early is kind of boring," Uram sighed. "Why aren't you answering?" "Who are you?" Kuro snapped back, frowning, wanting to know. "Well then, defeat me." Just as the fist was about to hit Uram's face, it was suddenly blocked by Sumo. Uram looked at the weak power of the punch with disdain. He had already gathered strength into his fist. Planning to unleash a move, Kuro got blocked and showed his confusion. He glared, annoyed. "Hey, what are you planning to do here?" Sumo said sternly. "Don't forget our purpose." "The command from him is above all." Kuro, dissatisfied, retracted his fist. Sumo stood between the two. "Sorry for being rude, I just needed to check you out." Uram still wondered, ignoring the apology. "So, who are you?" Sumo raised an eyebrow, sighing. "We are Hunter Han, an organization of reincarnators." Uram was stunned to hear Sumo introduce himself, his face full of questions. "Hunter Han, an organization of reincarnators." "How do you know I was reincarnated?" Sumo explained seriously. "From what we heard from the bunch you defeated. Your combat skills aren't something an average high school student possesses. I think we need to clarify. If you don't react when hearing about reincarnation, I would have left already." Uram continued to question. "You are searching for reincarnators. What's the purpose?" Sumo briefly explained. "To compete with them in this world. There are many reincarnators outside of our Hunter Anan. They are powerful and are secretly manipulating the world, and we are looking for talented individuals to fight against them together, Aram realized quietly. So it's not just one or two reincarnators. It's very likely those guys have also reincarnated into this world. Aram kept digging for more information. How many reincarnators are there? How big is the Hunter Han organization? Sumo shrugged. I can't disclose more information to outsiders unless you join Hunter Han. Aram interrupted. Why should I do that? I don't bow to those who are weaker than me. His words left Kuro and Sumo speechless. They both tried to hold back their laughter. Sumo burst out laughing, ha ha ha, but suddenly became serious. Anyway, wherever you go, there are those who don't know their identity. Before recruitment, Sumo quickly threw a punch at Urim. I need to teach you a lesson. A powerful punch made a part of the flesh sink in. The punch was strong enough to shake the ground. Scene shifts tonight. Yuri was walking down the street. Uram's voice called out, Why are you always studying so hard? Stuffing your head with things that won't help your life, then judging who remembers better and ranking it. Yuri just stayed silent, enduring. Aram leaned against the wall, smirking in disdain. What good is that? Yuri just sighed. That's the way of life in this world. So what now? Uram got straight to the point. Don't be surprised when I say this. Besides us, there are other reincarnators too. Yuri frowned. So what? She walked away. Aram still didn't give up. What do you mean? They are hiding in this world. Yuri was indifferent. Even if you find out, just pretend you don't know and live as you are now. Aram didn't stop. Why do you say that, witch? You too. Yuri suddenly shouted, Don't call me that. I'm just a normal high school girl. What witch? Her shout caught the attention of passers-by. Aram paused, not saying anything more. Yuri quietly said, I'm no longer the ice witch you once knew. I'm just a high school girl named Na Yuri. If anyone dares to interfere in my current life, I won't forgive them, not even you, Na Uram. She walked away, leaving Uram stunned in place. The scene shifts to the next morning in the classroom. Everyone is laughing and joking around. Uram, with a thoughtful expression, rests his chin on his hand, pondering. So, are you satisfied with your current life? The ringing sound cuts through his thoughts. Uram suddenly snaps back to reality. What's up, Gu? He cheerfully starts a conversation. What are you doing? Always daydreaming, Gu says, handing over one of his earbuds. Want to listen to some music? Uram takes it and puts it in his ear. What music is it? Yu excitedly replies, Give it a try. It's a band I like. I'm sure you'll like it too. Uram listens dreamily to the melody. Suddenly, the song's tune surprises him. His eyes widen. You are the sky. I will never forget you, all that you left behind. At the peak, the silhouettes of hundreds of people appear. The image of the leader gradually emerges through the mist. That's Urim from his past life shouting loudly, Today, everything under this sky belongs to us. We are the pinnacle of paradise. The subordinates behind him wonder, is it starting again? Why does he do this every morning? The lyrics continue, each line stirring up a forgotten part of his memories. You are the highest sky, all that we built together. Everything you achieved with me, don't ever forget. I will never forget. The melody comes to an end. Uram removes the earbuds, dazed, and asks, Who composed this song? On the screen is a beautiful idol. You are the highest sky, all the dreams we achieved together. Uram holds his phone, the idol's voice still echoing. I will never forget. Isn't this song great? Gu says cheerfully. This band is called Fairy, Gu mumbles. Fairy, that face looks familiar. Why do I feel like I know them so well? Gu explains. They are the hottest band right now, the center member, so Arian is the most famous. The lyrics and music are all written by Arian. Uram ponders, so Arian writes the lyrics herself. Gu anxiously replies, Yeah, that's right. So Arian is a Chinese member, so she's extremely popular, not just in Korea, but also in China. Uram recalls the lyrics. It's definitely just like the speech I gave before the battle with the Martial Alliance. If so, then so Arian must be a member of the demon sect. She must have been there. The existence of other reincarnated beings, I've confirmed that there are quite a few female followers in the demon sect in this world. Maybe she became an artist to survive. Why do I feel a certain sadness hidden behind that beautiful smile? Suddenly, Uram turns to Gu. Where do I have to go to meet her? Gu looks confused. You like her that much? If you want to meet her in person, you have to go to a concert or a fan signing event. Uram excitedly says, "Then let's go." Gu looks stunned. Wait, what? Suddenly, they are still in class. The scene shifts to the Hunter Horn building. A loud noise erupts. Kuro and Sumo are blasted away by a surge of power. The surge creates a thick mist. Gordo angrily cracks his knuckles. A wave of power surrounds him. You useless fools return empty-handed. After failing against a kid who just entered high school, both of them are left standing unsteadily. Ugh, Kuro sighs. What can we do? He's much stronger than I thought, Gordo shouted. Does that even make sense? If you don't want to die, then go back there again. From above, a tiny hand rested on the railing. Enough, a child spoke up. You all understand, right? For beings like us who are reincarnated, age in this life doesn't matter much. He might have been an incredibly powerful figure in his previous life. Sumo was taken aback by Shin's sudden appearance. The branch manager Kuro immediately agreed. That's right, he's ridiculously strong. Shin raised his hand, a golden aura wrapping around it. Usually I would need to meet him in person to know what kind of person he is. But suddenly, that power lifted Kuro and Sumo, tightening around their necks. It's not wrong to say you're useless, is it? Both were squeezed tightly, unable to breathe. That's why you underestimate your opponents and make things more complicated while you don't even have any skills yourself. Shin spoke sternly. This time I'm leaving. I can't let a rare talent like him slip away. And I can't turn him into my enemy either. Stop using your power. Kuro and Sumo fell from above. While I persuade him you investigate around him his family friends. Gather anything you can find. It could become his weakness. Got it, Godo replied. We understand. Scene change. The night had enveloped the city. Yuri returned home after a long day of studying. Her mind kept racing with Uram's words. Don't be surprised by that. Besides us, there are other reincarnated beings too. Scene change. In a desert area, a small figure ran out. That was Yuri in her past life holding a bag of items. She quickly ran behind others to a lit tent. Sister, I'm here. Inside the tent was a girl with red hair. Hearing Yuri's call, she reacted. Rena approached Yuri. Did you bring what I asked for? Yuri excitedly replied, I brought some leftover bread and a bit of wine too. Rena praised. Good, let's go. Rena led Yuri out of the tent. Yuri followed closely. Sister, where are we going? Rena gently replied, I'll show you something amazing. Scene change in a remote desert area. There were only a few mice still active at night. A centipede crawled on the ground. Suddenly a mouse dashed by and out of nowhere, a quick hand grabbed the mouse. An old strange man made odd sounds. Heh, I understand now. Calm down, I'll make you comfortable soon. From the old man's hand, a flame burst forth. He brought the flame closer to the struggling mouse. From a distance, Rena's voice rang out, Sir, stop! Rena approached, followed by Yuri in her past life. The old man turned to see the two sisters. He joyfully exclaimed, Rena, you're here! Rena's face lit up in the night. You've been waiting a long time, haven't you? The old nomad took a loaf of bread and devoured it. Rena sat across from him, feeling pity. You're really hungry, aren't you? Lately the adults haven't given us much food. Yuri shyly hid behind Rena. The old man continued munching on the bread without looking up. It's okay. Yuri finally spoke up. But sir, why do you live alone here? What do you do when there's no food? Rena reminded him. Suya. The old man wondered, who is that child? Rena quickly explained, oh, this is Suya. She's the one I told you about before. After eating, the old man let out a strange laugh. Hey, that's right, Suya. What a beautiful name. A spark flickered in the old man's eyes. A flame appeared in his palm. Why am I living alone? Let me tell you why. Yuri was captivated by the beauty of the flame. Wow, in this life, I wonder, if I hadn't studied magic back then, would my life have changed? Yuri paused her memories. She straightened her face and returned to reality standing in front of the house. Yuri saw Shin standing right at the door. She wondered, hey, what are you doing in front of someone else's house? Shin arrogantly raised his head. I clearly heard that it's just a kid. Could it be your brother? Yuri's eyes lit up as she suspected. I can sense a suspicious energy from that little kid. Yuri's hands gathered strength. She cast a spell and overwhelming power radiated from her. Yuri declared, I am his sister. A cat lazily walked by and suddenly stopped. Some bugs appeared right in the middle of the street. In an instant, the hole disappeared. Yuri had transported both of them to a barrier. Wow, a barrier. It's not easy to cast such a large-scale barrier. Sigh, those useless fools are all idiots. They say only commoners are around him. Yuri was losing her patience. Who are you? Who do you think you are lurking in front of our house? Hey, calm down. Don't be so defensive. You came to this world too. Why not? Join us. Yuri furrowed her brows tightly. I'm the one asking that. Who are you? Why are you chasing us? It seems your brother hasn't told you anything. It's convenient to meet like this. Let's clear up the misunderstanding with your brother. Let's talk later. In the last life, you... Yuri angrily interrupted. Shut up and answer my question. Whether you keep your life or not depends on your answer. That's up to your answer. Sigh, these reincarnators are all so rude. Only when they sense the level difference. As he spoke, a beam of light surrounded him. Shin smirked. They only sit down to talk now. The power of both enveloped the barrier. This time Yuri didn't ask any more. It seemed that was the answer. Shin wouldn't back down either. Let's see how long you can keep that arrogant attitude. In no time, both gathered energy and quickly dove into battle. The scene shifted and Yuri's memories appeared once again on the barren land. The small figures of 3 people appeared in Yuri's hands. Ice crystals emerged floating in the air. She joyfully exclaimed, Sister Grandpa, look, I did it. The old man coughed a few times and praised, Cough, both of you are really talented, truly exceptional. On the other side, a small flame appeared in Reina's hand. The old man continued to praise, Reina has the spirit of fire. Suya has the spirit of ice. The old man smiled strangely. Both of you can communicate with spirits so easily. Impressive. Yuri beamed. Sister, can we become mages now? Dad. Reina smiled brightly and looked back at her. Of course. If we work hard together, I believe we can do it. Reina cheerfully said, If we become royal mages, we will never go hungry again. Hearing this, Yuri chuckled. I'll practice every day. Yuri curled her small body, her eyes sparkling. Sister, if I become a famous mage, will Mom and Dad come looking for us? Reina is still casting the Suya spell. Do you still remember them? Yuri immediately replied, Of course they are family. Reina pondered and softly said, What a strange kind of family. Yuri didn't hear clearly, so she asked, Huh, what did you say? I didn't catch that. Reina didn't respond. It's nothing, let's practice magic together. Both fell silent as the scene shifted back to reality. I summon a crescent beam of light. Servants of light, heed my call. A flurry of light arrows was launched. The arrows blazed brightly. A barrage of arrows rushed toward Yuri, creating a massive explosion. Behind the smoke, ice chunks emerged, and Yuri, with a scratch on her body, disdainfully asked, Is that all you've got? Please keep attacking. This is just the beginning. He swung his hand. A sharp streak of light swept across the glowing sword. Yuri, calm down. Grant me your power. Yuri's strength sliced Shin's glowing sword in half. At that moment, Shin was startled witnessing Yuri's power. Her face was cold. What's so different? Level, you're proud of such a weak attack. I can still be arrogant. It's rare to encounter a mage of this caliber. So I intended to go easy on you. His eyes turned bloodshot. But now I'll finish you right here. The power of light enveloped Shin's body. Transforming him into a gigantic light beast, Shin floated in the air. From above, he glared down with his bloodshot eyes. Let me lead you to your death. Yuri below remained silent. Suddenly her eyes hardened, her voice taunting. Go ahead and try. Countless icy arrows were launched, colliding with the power of light. Yuri's power immediately overwhelmed. The streaks of light were instantly frozen. Shin was furious. Those petty tricks won't work on me anymore. He raised his fist charged with magical power. Shin's body was enveloped by a massive force. He charged directly toward Yuri's position. His fist was right above her. Yuri coldly cast a furious spell. Swallow everything. A gigantic magic circle appeared above her head. Outside the barrier, snow began to fall. A child stretched out their arms to catch the snowflakes. Snow, look, snow. Yurin gently replied, Sweetheart, winter is still far away. Yuna protested, but it just fell from the sky. Clearly it's snowing. Countless tiny snowflakes fell from the sky. Yurin was surprised. Look, Mom, snow, it's snowing. Snow had fallen in Yuri's neighborhood. Inside the barrier, snowflakes also began to fall. Yuri took a deep breath. Shin's arm was completely frozen, not just his arm but his entire body, and the power of light from Shin was also swallowed by the ice. Yuri slowly approached Shin. She silently looked up at him. Her body floated into the air, then Yuri landed on an ice slab right in front of Shin. In pain, Shin asked, "Who are you really?" "How can you—" Yuri gently brushed a finger. Shin was still speaking. "How can you possess such power?" Suddenly his arm was severed. Shin screamed in horror. "Ah, my arm is severed." It lay frozen on the ground. "Yeah," Yuri coldly replied. "I remember asking that before." Shin grimaced in pain. "My body won't move." "Yeah," Yuri continued. "I'll give you one last chance." Her face hardened, her gaze fierce. "Tell me everything you know." Darkness enveloped the space. A star shot across the sky. It grew larger, then thousands of other stars appeared. They plunged straight down to Earth. "Dead reborn, we have been reincarnated right here. On Earth, each of us, those who once ruled in our past lives, died for various reasons. But for some reason, we were reborn in a new world, in a new environment, under a new order. After hiding our true identities, we continued to exist. But the powers from our past lives gradually revealed themselves everywhere. And there are those who have recognized our presence. Those who govern this world officially acknowledge our existence, but they have secretly hunted us down. And so it is. The reincarnated ones who were discovered clashed with them. Despite their frail bodies, unable to use magic or martial arts, they had organization and structure. The weapons they wielded were extremely dangerous. So we, in order to fight against them, began to unite. With our combined magic and martial arts, we became incredibly powerful. Those of us who were reincarnated formed an organization. To be able to defend ourselves during this process, some exceptional individuals emerged. They began to take action to dominate this world and to strengthen their own power, hunting down the reincarnated ones who were hiding. But due to conflicts from previous lives, building a force was not easy. Most small groups fell apart. The body lay frozen on the ground. Time passed. Now, each country had powerful reincarnation organizations. Your body lost all its limbs. The reincarnated groups quietly seized power, exploiting those who ruled the world. While maintaining complex relationships, Yuri asked, so how many people know about the existence of the reincarnated ones? I whispered, very few know. If it's exposed, chaos will erupt, so even the ruling class keeps it secret. I could only share this much. The reincarnation organizations operate in secrecy, so I can't know all the details. Yuri interrupted. That's enough already. Her hand gathered a small surge of power. I'll give you a gentle death as a reward for that information. Please close your eyes and accept death. The scene shifts to a neighborhood where snow has fallen heavily. The ground is covered, and they say only our area has snow. She said over the phone, "Yeah, I'm coming back from the market." Suddenly, snow started falling heavily from the sky. Yuna is outside building a snowman, playing joyfully in the snow. I hum as each white snowflake falls on the doorstep, sinking into a dream so serene. Someone's hands chase away the cold of the lonely night where no one passes by. A lonely night, I seek the dream of love. We sing together a song of love for the snow. Suddenly, a gate opens and Yuri steps out from the barrier. She gasps when she sees Yuri right in front of her. Yuna. Her eyes sparkle at the sight of something magical. Yuna jumps into Yuri's arms. Sister, is it true you're a fairy? Her eyes gleam with mischief. Yuri, worried and sweating, forces a smile. That's right, I'm a fairy. She bends down and whispers to Yuna, It's a secret between us, sisters. You mustn't tell anyone, okay? Yuna nods firmly. I promise. The scene shifts to the next day at the concert. Uram shouts, Why are there so many people here? Gu and Uram are at the fairy group's concert. Gu grumbles, I told you so. Why won't you listen? Uram is overwhelmed by the massive scale. Gu suggests, let's go around and check it out, then head back. I'm going to the restroom. You stay here, okay? Uram casually replies, Yeah, go ahead. Up high on the building's roof, the familiar silhouettes of 3 people appear. Bear Dawn asks, Is that him? A voice replies, Yes, that's right. He's with a friend. Gordon is pleased. Good, let's go. Sumo and Kuro respond, Understood. Inside, the concert's backstage staff are bustling about. In the fairy group's waiting room, the manager excitedly claps. All right, don't be nervous. There are too many fans. Gary encourages, just sing like you always do. Warm up your voice. He suddenly looks around and asks, where's Irian today? Another member replies, she probably went outside to get some fresh air. She'll be back before the performance. Up in the stands, the idol looks down at the stage. She breathes out, feeling the energy somewhere around here. I can feel the energy somewhere around here. What's that? Why is there someone over there? Suddenly, those figures disappear. The idol ponders, and she too vanishes. Below, Uram is still waiting for Gil to return. Right, he still hasn't shown up at this hour. That jerk Dong Gil must be severely constipated. At this moment, Gu has been knocked out by Gopdo Sumo and Kuro and is being dragged away. They place Gu in a discreet spot above. Gopdo orders, now we just wait for the branch manager to arrive. The idol suddenly appears. Hey, you there! Gordo turns around surprised. The idol smiles brightly. The student you kidnapped is my fan. You better let him go and disappear. Gordo Furious replies, who do you think you are? Looks like you're also a reincarnated person, huh? Perfect. The boss will be very happy if we catch you too. The announcement blares, the concert hall is now open. Please have your ID and entrance ticket ready. Aram stood still listening to the announcement. He felt annoyed at Jong Kyu. This idiot was probably just messing around, or maybe he was just constipated, who knows? No wonder his nickname is Jung Kyu. Suddenly, Aram felt a surge of power rushing through him. He tilted his head to look at the building next door. This feeling was like two opposing forces clashing with each other. Is there a duel happening nearby or something? Uram pondered. He hesitated, thinking maybe he should just let it go. If there's trouble again, that witch will definitely go crazy. Uram turned and walked away. But once again, he found himself hesitating. In the end, Uram decided to dash over to the neighboring building. He moved so quickly that no one standing there even noticed. At this moment, on the rooftop of the building, Sumo Kuro and Gordon had both been defeated, lying sprawled on the ground. Aram jumped down from above. He was startled to see Gu unconscious. Dong Gu! He shouted loudly as he landed right next to Gu. He gently placed his hand on the vein in Gu's neck. Thankfully, he was just unconscious. Aram questioned him. Did you do this to Dong Gu? The idol replied, can't you see? It was me who saved him from those street thugs. Got it. The idol smiled, staring intently at Uram. Thinking back, this kid seemed to be the gem that Rong Yu had once bragged about. Uram also thought to himself that this girl was indeed stunning. Uram confidently asked, are you the reincarnation of the heavenly demon cult? No, if so, then reveal your identity. The idol's face darkened. Oh, it's you guys again? How boring. A great surge of power was unleashed. Looks like you're a friend of my fan. I'll give you one last chance. If you take your friend and leave right now, I'll spare your life. The idol gathered her strength energy, swirling around her body. Uram, intrigued, thought, this is definitely the lousy style of the heavenly demon cult. You know this. I won't hold back just because you're a woman. The idol replied sternly, who knows if I'm really a woman? Uram took a run-up and charged forward. The idol also took a defensive stance. The two powerful forces collided. Uram's attack was blocked, and both of them paused for a moment. Suddenly, the idol threw a punch looking for an opening. Uram was startled and immediately defended himself. The powerful punch sent him flying. Uram took the full force of the punch and crashed hard against the wall. The reincarnated one sneered. Is this all you've got? Uram stood up after the devastating punch, smiling. You're stronger than I thought. I guess I need to take this seriously. The idol smiled brightly, her face filled with excitement. Oh, wow, this is amazing. It's been a while since I got to really warm up. Uram was also excited. It's been a long time since I felt this pumped. Both of them looked at each other with delight. Uram charged at the person in front of him, preparing to throw a punch. Now I'm really going to show you. Let's see how much you can take. A powerful punch was thrown straight at the idol, followed by a series of rapid punches. Uram unleashed. The idol blocked the blows. You can hit hard enough to shake someone who's using protective energy. The girl stepped back, launching a powerful kick aimed straight at Uram's head. He desperately dodged the blow. Uram sneered, what's wrong, out of breath already? He prepared to throw another punch. Just as Uram's hand was about to hit the idol's face, she suddenly smiled. Uram quickly set a trap. The idol bent down, dodging Uram's punch while gathering strength for a counterattack. Her playful gaze said, I see your opening. Instantly, a direct punch aimed straight at Uram's stomach hit him, leaving him no time to defend. The force of the punch made Uram's stomach cave in, sending him flying. Uram was thrown out of the building. He lay sprawled on the ground, gasping. Uram realized something and mumbled, "This martial art is..." After knocking Uram away, the idol's strength remained undiminished. Uram clutched his stomach and stood up. The ultimate technique, the diamond body technique. Only one person can use that skill. On the other side of the building, the idol praised, "You're pretty strong," but still not enough. Uram recalled the master of external martial arts who created this style. The fourth guardian, San Guang, now reincarnated in the form of a beautiful idol, continued to provoke, "Then, I guess it's time to end this." You can see that, although he possesses a mortal body, that man has reached the pinnacle of external martial arts through hard training. A foolish warrior waited for 400 days in one place, with a single thought to fight me. No one else but San Guang. The duel with San Guang, who dared to challenge me, continues on without knowing when it will end. Our death match seems like it will never end, unless one of us falls. A bloody battle exchange for our lives with relentless blows back and forth, and the fight will only end when I deliver the final blow, surpassing the threshold of death when we nearly take down this seemingly invincible fighting god. He has become my final guardian. Uram stood there staring intently as he fought. He looked like a demon, but when he smiled, he appeared foolishly innocent. That San Guang has always been a solid support by my side. But it seems right now, Uram was extremely confused. "Is that really you, San Guang? Why do you look like that?" He then asked, "What happened to you?" San Guang, bewildered, said, "I didn't expect you to know my identity. Just a moment ago, I was going to let you go peacefully, but now it won't be that easy." Uram was incredibly angry. "You've really crossed the line." "No, you can't. I really have to teach you a lesson," he said with cold eyes. He unleashed the heavenly demon technique, causing San Guang to freeze. That technique, could it be you? Uram remained highly focused, preparing for the first technique. The dragon-breaking fist was immediately unleashed, filling the space with a red glow. San Guang could only watch, stunned by Uram's technique. San Guang's eyes suddenly sparkled. This must be that technique. He unconsciously smirked as if thinking of something. San Guang suddenly brightened. "You remind me of the old days." After saying that, he immediately got furious, shouting as he launched a counterattack. However, with Uram's overwhelming strength, San Guang couldn't resist. Uram's dragon-breaking fist came crashing down. It was incredibly powerful, leaving San Guang unable to resist and injuring him. Suddenly, Uram quickly retracted his technique and stepped back. Both he and San Guang froze on the shattered ground. Uram crouched down, taking a deep breath. He wiped the blood off his face. Maybe it was still too early to use the demon god technique. Uram's eyes widened as he stared ahead. San Guang unexpectedly bowed his head low to the ground, paying respect to Uram. He spoke seriously. "San Guang pays his respects to you." He stood there with an imposing demeanor, commanding attention. Looking up, San Guang slowly raised his face with a smirk. He burst into laughter. "It's been a while, dear Uram," he shouted. "Why are you laughing? You don't even realize who you're fighting against." San Guang looked up with sparkling eyes. "How could I not recognize you? I miss you so much. Aren't you called the High Priest?" The atmosphere gradually became peaceful again. He gently asked, "Han, what happened to make you like this?" The man replied, "It's nothing. I was reborn in a woman's body and grew up to become an extraordinary beauty. Because of that, I decided to reveal myself to find the scattered followers of the demon god. Thanks to that, the old enemies of the demon god from my past life often come to me." He scolded, "You fool." The man shot back, "You should praise me instead. Look, you found me too. And John Hockey came looking for me as well." John Hockey is the captain of the elite demon god team. Hearing this, Uram excitedly asked, "What John Hockey? Where is he now?" San Guang honestly said, "I don't know where he is anymore. Since our last meeting in China, I haven't seen him. But he asked me to deliver a message if I met the professor." He showed his attitude. This guy has adapted to his new body too well. The content of the letter contained thoughtful lines. "The High Priest hopes you are well." San Guang pondered. "If I just say it out loud, he will definitely forget, so I left this letter." Uram glanced and muttered, "He underestimates San Guang too much." Hearing the compliment, San Guang smiled brightly. He continued, "Indeed, John Hawkey has a good eye for people. The letter's content is about John Hawkey's current situation." And he also mentioned Hunter Han. Uram thought to himself, "That's right, the reincarnators have formed an organization." He looked around pondering if it was Hunter Han, then he would know them. Does he mean there are many people like that in the world? Then, as the witch worried those around us will continue to be in danger, what should we do from now on? San Guang suddenly spoke up. "By the way, I really want to ask the high priest. You must have dealt with the witch already, right? Isn't that so, as the demon god is about to unify the world? Right in front of us. When I was killed by her, I couldn't close my eyes in peace because my heart was filled with resentment. Our demon god must have fallen, defeating the witch and dominating the world already. Isn't that right?" Uram raised his hand to scratch his face and suddenly noticed the ring glowing. He thought for a moment. The ring created by the witch is glowing. The blood ring senses the danger from the opponent, and it alerts the wearer. When activated, it can teleport them to their location. Uram pondered. Could something have happened to the witch? Sanguang called out to the high priest. He was still deep in thought. Could the Hanger Han also be attacking the witch? Even so, how could she be easily defeated? Don't tell me they took her family hostage. Uram quickly stood up and said, "Sanguang, your matters can wait. I need to leave immediately." He also reminded Zhongyu, "I'm leaving you in charge." As soon as he finished speaking, Uram instantly vanished, leaving Sanguang in shock, thinking the Buddha can teleport, so he truly has mastered the path as well. At the same time, the atmosphere here is incredibly tense. Yuri is fighting a bizarre creature of unknown identity, threatened by its words of death for the witch. Outside the building, everything is eerily quiet. Uram is quickly transported inside the house. He looks around in confusion, his voice trembling. In front of him is a black hole. Is this the entrance to the witch's lair? Uram slowly reaches out to touch the black hole before him. Suddenly, a powerful force pulls him in. The Grim Reaper grips his weapon tightly, continuously launching attacks. Uram gazes in astonishment. Is that really the Grim Reaper? Yuri is also there, calmly fighting the Grim Reaper. The Reaper's face is grotesque, and she is still bewildered. Why is he here? Why has the Grim Reaper appeared so suddenly? His long, sharp axe radiates immense magical power. From the tip of the axe to the Grim Reaper's entire body, it's all magic. Yuri is surrounded by his dark energy, yet she maintains her calm demeanor and speaks, "You dare." She quickly counters with a defensive move. Ice shards shoot out, attempting to block the damage from the Grim Reaper's axe, but it seems futile. Yuri grits her teeth. He's stronger than I thought. The battle is becoming more intense as they are evenly matched. He swings a punch threatening, "I will end you, witch." A punch sends Yuri flying far away like a gust of wind. The Grim Reaper's strength severely injures her. Uram, witnessing everything from outside, gasps in panic. The witch Yuri, hit by a powerful attack, collapses to the ground. He can't just stand by and watch anymore. He immediately gathers momentum for an attack, launching the Heavenly Demon Divine technique from behind. The Grim Reaper exudes a terrifying energy from his entire body. In the first move, he continues to build momentum for another attack, the Celestial Breaker, striking from behind. This leaves him unable to counter. Yuri sees this and expresses her attitude, calling out to Uram, "What the hell is going on? Why are you sticking your nose in?" Hearing this, he gets angry. "I just saved your life and you're asking why I intervened. And how did that Grim Reaper end up here?" The Grim Reaper is the guardian of the Ice Palace, where the witch lived 5 lifetimes ago. Half of the Heavenly Demon sect members died at his hands before stepping into the Ice Palace. Yuri gently says, "I made a pact with the Grim Reaper." Uram is shocked. "What?" She calmly explains, "I summoned him to protect our home." He shouts back, "You're crazy. You summoned a monster like that just to protect the house." Yuri points out, "Oh, please, this is all your fault." Uram, bewildered, asks, "My fault?" She continues, "A reincarnator came all the way to our home to capture you. Luckily, I dealt with him." "Isn't it all because you keep causing trouble everywhere? Anyway, since they know our address, we need a protector to safeguard the family." The Grim Reaper is still there. "Hey, witch, what are you doing?" Daring to ignore me, but Yuri is busy scolding him. "If you're going to be foolish, then at least live quietly." Uram snaps back, "Foolish? Foolish, huh? So you're saying you're not foolish. After witnessing what just happened, huh? The Grim Reaper is still trying to get everyone's attention. But Uram is too busy arguing. What about you? The reckless one summoned that terrifying thing. Did you forget that I just saved you? The Grim Reaper was ignored to the point of shouting, Damn it, I will kill all of you. Uram looked up confused, wondering why he was so angry. Yuri replied, How should I know? He loves to scare those arrogant little brats who dare to disrespect me. I'll make you pay with your lives. She calmly said I should deal with him first. You agree, so go ahead. Yuri warned, Stay out of this. You're just going to hinder me from completing the ritual. Uram angrily replied, What did you forget? You just got knocked down. Taken down with just one hit, huh? Suddenly your body is resisting something. Uram thought for a moment. When I channel my internal energy, my body reacts. Could this be the consequence of the fight earlier? That guy is not an easy opponent for me to let my guard down. Even if I'm exhausted, I have to take him down. Both Yuri and Uram are trying hard to defeat the Grim Reaper. She silently reads, Ice Guardian, grant me the strength to pierce through my enemies. You suddenly think the witch is in that position. Then she must be preparing a powerful spell. While the spell is being cast, I'll block all of his attacks. The Grim Reaper immediately attacks. I'll kill you first. Uram counterattacked with the Heavenly Demon technique, the fourth strike. Then you continue to strike with the Heavenly Dragon stance. The battle is getting fiercer between the two opposing extremes. Uram is extremely exhausted, thinking to himself, let's finish him off. The witch Yuri finally unleashed the ice sword technique. Uram's protective barrier made it easier for her to attack. Yuri confidently declared, I'll end this with my final blow. She gently landed, her demeanor calm. It's done. Yuri's long legs walked more lightly. She spoke, Hey, Uram, everything's finished. Now let's talk about what happened earlier. What are you doing? I said everything is done. Yuri lightly touched Uram's body, but it made him fall flat on the ground. She observed intently surprised, not understanding the situation. Uram lay face down on the ground. With blood spilling from his mouth, Yuri wondered, Is this what they call self-destructive madness? He's still reckless as ever. No matter what I say, his aggressive nature doesn't change. One day, my family might face disaster because of this guy, Yuri mumbled. It's come to this. Isn't it better if you die right here? Wouldn't that be better for my family? Do you think so, Uram? In the demon realm, there exists a being on par with the 52 rulers here, and that is me. The Grim Reaper, who was once called the Death God, was suddenly summoned by an ice witch. Yuri frowned and said, You're only ranked 53 in the demon realm. Did I really summon you just to end up with this pathetic rank? The Grim Reaper began to get angry at the insolent mortal. A mere creature that can't even live 100 years dares to look down on me. Yuri coldly said, Loudly perform the ritual. If you lose, you will become the slave of the victor. The contract is effective until one of us is destroyed. With that, the Grim Reaper raised his scythe high and declared, You arrogant mortal, I will turn you into a slave. And make you experience all the pain. And so the duel with the witch began. Yuri sat casually on the Grim Reaper's back, thinking, I've lost completely and have been turned into a slave. My task is to guard her ice palace, driving away intruders from other worlds every day, and dealing with the Empire's conquerors, making life gradually dull. The Grim Reaper easily took them down. It was so boring. They were too weak. The witch didn't even bother to talk to me. Ugh, this is so dull. Let's have a fight. Yuri just coldly rested her chin on her hand and glanced over. Her voice dropped as she said softly, Get lost. I'm busy. The Grim Reaper froze every time I spoke, only receiving her icy gaze and words. Her coldness. Still, I thought if I could just be a little more patient, it would be fine. Yuri's serious gaze spoke loudly. If you repeat this, I will turn you into something worse than a rabid dog. No matter how strong witches are still not immortal. A human life is as fleeting as a blink. I just need to endure a bit longer, and the contract will surely end. 1,000 years later, the Grim Reaper is still fighting. He is still actively serving the witch who has not yet died. It's strange how fragile humanity is, right? Those two have already surpassed the limits of mortals. My life seems to stretch on endlessly. Just when I resigned myself to fate, he appeared, the Demon Lord. He conquered the entire empire and proclaimed himself a demon. He brought an army of 10 witches of ice. The reason is as clear as day. Under one sky, there can't be two suns. The witch is an existence that is on par with him. Even though the witch lives quietly drifting through endless time in the ice, not causing trouble for anyone, the problem is she is too strong. That power has provoked him. Just that was enough for the demon to attack the ice palace. I fought fiercely to protect her, but was defeated and exiled back to the demon realm. After that, I no longer knew the fate of the witch. Back in the demon realm, I still couldn't forget the humiliation of being enslaved by humans. I trained hard so that I would never lose to humans again. I won't let it happen a second time. The giant swords pierced directly into the Grim Reaper's head, but in the end, I lost. This time it was the witch reincarnated, losing to the same human twice. The contract is void because someone interfered with the ritual. Right, Yuri coldly said, "Shut up." The Grim Reaper turned into a timid little rabbit and replied, "Yes, ma'am." Yuri was now focused on transferring power to a human. It's surprising that the demon also reincarnated and even became the twin sister of the witch. He absorbs magical power, yet still remains as aggressive as ever. The Grim Reaper feared imagining Yuri's gaze shifting. "I told you to shut up. Do you need me to teach you a lesson again?" "You're right about that." The Grim Reaper didn't dare say another word and just observed her. Yuri's expression was very focused. Thinking back, the witch was using cold ice to suppress the demon's magical power, preventing damage to the new core of magical power. Of course, it must be absolute rest until recovery. The Grim Reaper began to fly up, looking down. The witch saved the demon again. Yuri's fingers intertwined as she said, "It's done. Stop whining and get up. You fool in this room right now. The fool in the room right now. It's just a gentle moaning." Uram's face scrunched up in pain as he exclaimed, "Oh, it hurts so much." Yuri's voice dropped to a whisper. Uram's expression turned tense as he continued speaking. "So Hangaron really has been following us all the way home." Yuri closed her eyes tightly and nodded. "Yeah, it's your fault. I just want to live in peace. Why can't everyone just leave me alone?" Her eyes sparkled as she quietly said, "Why won't anyone let me be?" Uram sat beside her, unsure of what to say in this situation. Suddenly, Yuri stood up and declared, "I've made my decision." Uram was surprised. "What is it?" His face was focused. "If no one will leave me alone, then I won't sit still either. I'll take the initiative." Uram thought to himself, "Finally, you want to take action." He looked at Yuri standing in front of him. "But what should I do and how?" Her tone was confident. "It's rare to see you using your brain." "Good. I'll let you know the plan from now on. You are my subordinate. The Grim Reaper is my #1 subordinate. And you are my #2. Uram's face began to scrunch up. "Are you crazy? Who do you think you're talking to?" Suddenly, Yuri's gaze sharpened as she prepared to use her magic. Her fingers kept poking his body. "Ouch, that hurts." Yuri casually continued, "You're talking too much. Let's just consider this a collaboration." Uram's body went limp on the chair. "One day, I'll get my revenge on you, witch," he said. Yuri replied, "I'm not a witch. I'm your sister. How many times do I have to remind you?" The Grim Reaper chuckled to himself. "I get it now." So, even the witch and the celestial demon have changed. The eternal frost witch and the fiery celestial demon from back then have now vanished without a trace. Yuri crossed her arms and said coldly, "First, I need information about Hunter Horn. Finding a high-ranking traitor among them would be perfect, right?" Uram Jun replied. "Do you think there's someone like that just waiting for you?" "You fool!" Right now, in front of a rather beautiful house, a luxurious black car suddenly stopped at the gate. A woman's foot slowly stepped out of the car. San Guang's face was filled with excitement as she smiled and waved. "Is that you, Uram? Who is he with?" Suddenly, she froze facing Yuri. San Guang tilted her head and asked, "Hello, you must be the homeowner, right?" "I'm looking for Uram. Could you please call him for me?" Yuri thought to herself, his friend must be a bit slow, huh? He'll be back soon. "Wait inside or just leave." San Guang cheerfully walked in behind her. "Thank you." The Grim Reaper floated above, contemplating. There's a different aura compared to the witch. The Grim Reaper could sense the enemy's presence, more sensitive than any creature from the demon realm. Suddenly, the Grim Reaper whispered to Yuri, "Witch, that woman seems to be a reincarnated being." Yuri turned her sharp gaze back, surprised. "What?" San Guang also froze, looking at Yuri with a bit of confusion, the power surrounding Yuri's body. "What is your true identity?" San Guang exclaimed. This aura is clearly that of the Ice Witch. Don't tell me you're hunting the celestial demon. A golden light began to radiate from San Guang's body. His face darkened. Ice Witch, I can't believe we meet in this situation. Finally, I have the chance to settle the grudge from my past life. A green energy began to emanate from Yuri's body. What has Naram done out there? Why do I keep attracting people like this? Her sharp gaze was truly troublesome. I'll finish this quickly. Suddenly, San Guang was taken aback as the surroundings changed. Is this space a perfect barrier? I can act freely without worrying about being watched. Suddenly, her body... Hana launched her attack at lightning speed. The guy's palm tightened as he swung his fist. I'll finish you off right now, you witch! Suddenly, a massive scythe appeared blocking his path. Stop! San Guang's body halted in front of the scythe. He began to seethe with anger, grinding his teeth with immense strength. The dead body above used the scythe to stop San Guang's movement. His arm was also enveloped in a powerful force. Damn it! San Guang shouted angrily. How dare you interrupt my sacred duel? Huh. The guy's foot suddenly changed direction. With a strong internal force, he sent the scythe flying. Don't interfere with the ice spear heading towards San Guang. You can't just block an attack from a death sorcerer. But you can counterattack right away. You're definitely not a pushover. I can't let you live. San Guang's face was filled with confidence as he replied, Just try it. Yuri coldly continued, Whether you beg or not, I'll do it anyway. The ice spear began to rush madly towards them. Suddenly, Yuna appeared below shouting, Sister, stop fighting! Yuri gasped, wide-eyed. Yuna, what are you doing here? The little girl suddenly ran to San Guang with the ice arrow charging towards them. He turned in shock. A child, who are you? In front of Yuri was a massive explosion. No, Yuna, not now. In the middle of the yard. With the blue sky still very calm, Urim entered the house wearing a school uniform. I'm back. What are these shoes? I have never seen them before. Did the witch bring a friend home? In Urin's hand was a tray of food. You're back. A friend of mine just stopped by. Urim asked in surprise. Your friend, you mean? Urin smiled brightly, continuing, Mom, I didn't expect my son to have a friend who's so famous. He stammered, Wait, don't tell me. Hana excitedly stood up. Ah, the leader is back. Yuna laughed loudly. You're home now. Urim looked up in surprise. Leader? Uram's face turned a bit grim. San Guang, why are you here? Urin wondered. San Guang began to speak seriously. Looks like you've met the Ice Witch, huh? San Guang replied excitedly. Of course, a very warm greeting. Yuna chimed in. It's so hot. Yuri sighed quietly. I never imagined the Ice Witch would be reborn as the leader's sister. But maybe there's no need to carry the grudges of the past into the present, right? We may not like her, but if she hadn't saved Yuna back then, we would have faced a disaster. That protective divine skill. It must be a technique from the 4 guardian kings under the heavenly demon. There are already too many troublesome people around. If she joins our side, it would definitely be useful. San Guang looked very pleased at that moment. Although she does look a bit silly. San Guang hugged Yuna. Moreover, you have a lovely little sister and a gentle, beautiful mother. Urin smiled. She really is beautiful and polite. San Guang continued, I didn't expect the leader, who was once an orphan, to now have such a warm family. Urim coldly replied, If you keep talking like that, my mother will misunderstand. Suddenly he burst into tears. Your mother. That's really good news, sir. Urim sighed, feeling exhausted. Urin looked at Yuri in surprise. Was Urim really an orphan? What is she talking about? She slowly closed this book. It's just a trend of role-playing on social media lately. Explaining to her is pointless. Urim angrily dragged San Guang away. Mom, thank you for raising the leader so well. He shouted angrily, Shut up. Urin laughed and waved. Feel free to make yourself at home. At that moment in Uram's room, he knocked on the door before entering. He started speaking. Why did she suddenly show up? Yuri, surprised, asked, Why are you asking me? She's your guest. San Guang calmly said, hearing this shocking news. I just recruited a director from Hunter Han. Uram's eyes widened in surprise. You recruited someone? How? He continued explaining. Well, there was a fan with extraordinary internal energy, so I kept an eye on him. I met him directly to test his skills, and it turned out he was the director of Hunter Han. Yuri raised her hand to interrupt. That fan might be lying. I want to meet him. Sanguang snapped his fingers and added, I knew the leader would want to meet him, so I brought him here already. The expensive black car was still parked outside. Get out of the car, I want to meet him right now. Kim Moojin, dressed elegantly, spoke in a deep voice. I am Kim Moojin, the director of Hunter Han. I agreed to meet because Ms. Swarian suggested it, but why are you all interested in Hunter Hunt? Yuri coldly replied, We plan to eliminate Hunter Hunt, so we need information. Kimujin began to remember looking a bit confused. You two can't do that. Hangaron has at least 30 high-level experts. Sanguang angrily slammed the table. Do you even know who these two are? The heavenly demon unified the world in the past, and this is the reincarnation of the Ice Witch, the strongest in the demon realm. Kim Moojin became a bit frightened and awkwardly said, The heavenly demon and the Ice Witch. I never expected to meet two legends that I have only heard about. In my past life, I was a monk from Shaolin. In this chaotic world, I lived a life of hardship practicing every day. Kim Moojin's current life was filled with prosperity, so he decided with a very determined face, in this life I will enjoy to the fullest. Yuri thought to herself. He also seemed a bit foolish, but at least he didn't dare to lie. Ram was somewhat suspicious. Is this guy really the director? Kim Moojin continued. So Hangaron is also a thorn in my side. They not only extort a tycoon like me for a huge sum of money, but also order me to do all sorts of things. If you two are truly the heavenly demon and the Ice Witch, then eliminating Hangaron will definitely be within your reach. If you can destroy Hangaron, I will stand by your side. Yuri confidently replied, All right, first tell us everything you know about Hunter Han. He began to explain, Hunter Han is an organization of reincarnated beings that has grown strong by swallowing up organized crime gangs in Korea. On the surface, they disguise themselves as a normal corporation, but their true goal is to take over this country. They are expanding into fields like trade and construction, using huge funds to manipulate politics, thereby expanding their influence. They commit illegal acts like murder and kidnapping without hesitation. Their headquarters is the General Trading Company. To eliminate you completely, you must infiltrate there. Uram smiled confidently. So they're just a bunch of trash, huh? Let's charge right in. Yuri crossed her arms and interrupted. Wait a minute. Her face scrunched up. Is there still some obstacle? If we act rashly, they will escape amidst the chaos. We need to act very secretly so we won't be detected. Imuji continued. That's right. Moreover, most of the company staff are civilians. We must avoid involving them. Soon there will be a regular council meeting just for the regressionists. All high-level leaders and the final boss will definitely attend. That's the time to strike. Yuri coldly continued. All right, we will wipe them out then. So they will never have the chance to lurk around us again. A few days later, on a fresh morning at the General Trading Company, Uram smiled and said, So this is their lair, huh? Yuri stood tall and confidently said, Let's wipe them all out so that no threat dares to approach us again. Aram casually replied, It's time. To ensure they never have the chance to stalk us again. A few days later on a fresh morning at the trading company. Oh, Aram chuckled. So this is their lair, huh? Yuri straightened up confidently. Let's wipe them out completely so there's no threat left. No one dares to come near us again, Aram said nonchalantly. Let's wipe them out right now. The electric current radiating from Yuri's eyes. Wait, first, we need to handle the security camera system. The camera is surrounded by electricity, causing it to malfunction. Yuri continued. If we want to take them down in one shot, we need to approach carefully. Don't act recklessly. Right now, the two of them are standing at the gate, and Yuri is slowly listening to the phone by her ear. Yes, Mom. Yurin spoke up. I'm sorry, Yuri. Where are you? I have something urgent to take care of outside. If you're close to home, can you watch over Yuna for a bit, please? Just for about an hour. She replied, Yes, I understand. I'll be there soon. Yuri sighed deeply. Speaking of which, Mom really is overprotective. Yuna is already grown up. Mom is being too overbearing. She glanced at Uram. Shut up. Just stay put and wait for me. He nodded. All right, go ahead. I'll be fine. Yuri's voice was serious. I'll only believe it when I see it with my own eyes. Don't cause trouble and just sit still. In the blink of an eye, Yuri vanished from Uram's sight. He was now leisurely strolling, looking around. His hand went into his pocket to pull out a cap. He was feeling restless, unable to stand still. Uram put the cap on his head. I can handle this alone. 2 security guards were chatting with each other. You did a great job today. Wow, working hard even on the weekend. After the weekly management meeting ended. Let's go grab a drink. Uram began to crouch down using all his inner strength. Suddenly his feet sprang up high at a rapid speed. Uram's body was floating, looking at the large building in front of him. He quickly flew up to the rooftop of the building. Uram started running at full speed ahead. He quietly and slowly hid next to the door, his hand slowly opening it. Good, no one has noticed me yet. Uram looked down the stairs. All right, let's go. He moved slowly and quietly down the hallway. Suddenly his gaze froze at a figure. Why is the door open like this? Is it the security room? Should I check it out? Sure enough, my instincts were right. Now I found the perfect observation point to see all of them at once. Let's see, according to Kimujin, their meeting room is in the conference hall on the 18th floor. The screen displayed various locations in the building. Where is it? The screen stopped at the meeting room filled with people in black suits. Got it. Suddenly, 2 security guards walked in. Hey, you student, you can't just come in here. Today, all entrances are blocked. How did you sneak in? Looking closely, your outfit is suspicious. Come here for a moment. Uram gritted his teeth. He had been exposed. If they escape, that ice witch will come after me. He started running forward. Let's take him down first. It began with a powerful punch. Just stay still for a moment. Uram's face darkened as he turned to glance at the other guard, his hand raised ready to charge. Who are you? The panicked hand pressed the red button. Don't come near me. Uram calmly looked up at the ceiling. I can't believe the alarm is blaring loudly in the room. Everyone is starting to panic. Why is the emergency alarm going off? Han speaks up. What's happening? Did a mouse get in? The one below panics and says, I'll investigate right away. Han's face darkens. I told them to be vigilant about security in case of an intruder. Capture them and bring them to me immediately. At that moment, Uram is using all his strength to run quickly down the hallway. He thinks to himself, I need to get to the auditorium before they escape. Suddenly, Violet appears in front of Uram and shouts, Gotcha! Kunda casually points and says, I'll deal with this kid. You go check if there are any more hiding around. And call for backup. Violet nods. Got it. Kunda chuckles and adds, but I don't think we need more people. Suddenly, Uram rushes in and says, Kid, get down here! Without hesitation, he kicks Kunda right in the face. The guy's body flies backward. More people appear to attack. Uram grabbed that brat. Do you even know where you are? He quickly gets into a fighting stance. Violet hurriedly summons her support power. It's coming! I'll back you up in a flash. Her body freezes eyes wide. Uram uses all his strength to knock both of them away. His face is filled with confidence. Good. If you don't run, it'll be much easier for me to handle. Uram lightly touches Kunda to check. The phone app in his ear is still ringing. He gently asks, Hey, Ice Witch, what's going on? Yuri over here is playing with Yuna. Are you sitting still like I told you? Uram awkwardly replies, Of course. Obviously sitting still. Are you coming back soon? My neck is about to break from waiting. The girl sounds a bit suspicious. You're not sneaking in there alone, are you? Uram slowly observes the surroundings. Your phone is ancient. His gaze stops at the sign in front of the door. I get it. Uram puts his hand in his pocket and continues. All right, I'll sit still. Without hesitation, he kicks the door hard. Stop whining and play with Yuna. Inside the room, there are a lot of people. Wait, I think I just heard something hit the ground. Sumo says sternly, What the hell is that? Are you the mouse that got in here? Yuri is surprised. What's that voice? Could it be that you went in there? Even though I told you not to, Noram coldly says, I'm busy meeting some people. Call back later. Yuri hurriedly says, Hey Noram. Han is still sitting there staring at him. Hey, that guy sitting behind you. Are you the leader? Gordo has stepped up enough already. Don't you have something to say to me? Uram calmly replied, It seems you've forgotten the time Guang completely crushed you. Gordo's sharp gaze added, This time I'll teach you a proper lesson. Losing to her was just a careless mistake on my part. I'll make you regret barging into Hanger Han so arrogantly. Uram began to crack his knuckles. You're the one who's fearless, daring to provoke my friend. Han suddenly interrupted. I'll make sure you never dare to hang around me again. His foot slowly stepped forward. How rude Han's composed demeanor stood in front of Uram, his face serious. I apologize for my subordinate's mistake. Uram coldly continued. As the leader, you should know better than anyone that this can't be resolved with just an apology. Can't it be settled with just an apology? Violet hurriedly ran over. Leader. Kunda and I quickly bowed our heads. We apologize, leader. It's our fault for letting him escape. Han ordered us to look up. I won't punish you. He's a big player, that trash, like you can't handle. Han chuckled. Looks like he's not an easy opponent after all. So it's you. The one who defeated the number 2 of Hanger Han. While it's normal for the weak to lose to the strong, Geet isn't someone who can be easily taken down by anyone. Feeling your aura, I already understand. What was your name in your past life? Uram slowly replied, I have no name to give to someone weaker than me. Han said nothing, just smiled and stared at him intently. He placed his hand on his chest and continued, Geet was once my comrade in a past life. He was a renowned sorcerer back in the day, capable of single-handedly battling dragons. Uram thought to himself, so that sorcerer defeated him. So, are you here for revenge? Han continued, hold on, let me finish. Haven't you ever wondered why beings like us are reborn on this earth? Especially those who were once hailed as the strongest in their past lives. However, it seems some riffraff managed to slip through too. This is my thought. This earth is a stage to choose a god. The one who defeats all reincarnated beings and wins in the end will become the lord of all timelines. His hand slowly reached out in front of Uram. Join me on the day I become a god. I'll let you stand by my side. You deserve that position. It's a pity he lost his chance, but perhaps that was his limit. But you are different. You definitely have what it takes. Uram's body began to tremble. The qualifications to stand beside me. Suddenly his gaze sharpened. In my past life, I lived a long time. Any self-proclaimed deity is nothing special. They are just like you, and I won't bow to anyone weaker than me. Han's eyes were tightly shut. So is just my words not enough? Well, then that's fine. To gain talent, one must put in effort. Uram's foot began to gather momentum. I'll show you with my own hands. His eyes lit up and his palms clenched tightly. The reason you should stand beside me, and why I am destined to become a god. At this moment, both powerful forces collided. Suddenly, Uram's body froze, his eyes filled with surprise, while Han wore a confident smile. At this moment, two powerful forces collided. Suddenly, Uram's body froze, his eyes filled with surprise, while Han over here wore a rather confident smile. With the fiery energy coursing through his body, Uram stepped back in fear at the sight before him. This is where his hand started to bleed. I should apologize to you, right? Han was surprised. Wow, you changed so quickly. I'll accept that apology. You kneel down first. Uram's expression suddenly changed, and he flashed a wicked smile. His face was confident. I thought the king of the mob was just a mobster, but it seems I was wrong. This looks like it'll be interesting. Uram's foot shot forward at a rapid pace. He unexpectedly countered by striking Han's chest repeatedly, landing uncontrolled blows on him. Han didn't back down and was determined to fight back. His palm tightened. Don't you know that struggling is useless? Uram's gaze narrowed sharp and full of openings. In an instant, his fist landed squarely on Han's face, causing him to lose his balance. Stumbling back with bursts of fiery strength, Han gritted his teeth. This guy's energy is stronger than before. I should finish this before things get more complicated. His palm tightened with overwhelming power, but Uram was a step quicker, quickly bending low. His muscular arm struck directly at Han's face. Too slow. Everyone was watching as the Guildmaster was beaten to a pulp. Everyone gasped in shock. The Guildmaster! A bright red power surrounded Uram. Heavenly demon divine art. Let me teach you how to strike properly. Blood continuously flowed from Han's mouth. Wait, this power is... No way. Suddenly a giant dragon appeared behind Uram. The first form, he quickly lunged to strike Han's face. The heavenly demon has reincarnated. With just one blow, Han's body fell backward. Han's body trembled uncontrollably. I've been dreaming a foolish dream. Who would have thought that the beast daring to challenge me is actually the heavenly demon among my subordinates? There are a few who owe their lives to the heavenly demon in their past lives. I must eliminate him before they discover he is the reincarnated form of the heavenly demon. Everyone heed my command and charge forward to attack. Is my order a joke? Don't ask anything. Just kill him quickly, in a disheveled stance, but after taking a hit, I realize that the heavenly demon hasn't fully regained his strength yet. If he were at full power, then I truly wouldn't be a match for him. Everyone went wild, charging forward at the guildmaster's command. Take him down, Han thought to himself. This is the last chance to capture the heavenly demon at all costs. I have to kill him right away. Ram quickly got into a ready stance. Push back and you're rushing your subordinates into danger, huh? How pathetic. Suddenly, blood erupted from his mouth. Someone was attacking from behind. The internal injuries from the battle with death are still present. A huge iron ball struck directly at Uram's leg. Blood slowly trickled from the corner of his eye. This is truly dangerous. Yuri's face was scrunched up. When will Mom be back? That guy must have done something. If something happens, I can't just ignore it at home. Yuri looked at the glowing ring. She thought to herself, the bloodline ring is glowing. So, he really went in there alone. I'm sorry, Mom, but I don't have time to hesitate anymore. Yuri softly said, Yuna, I'm sorry, but you have to. Before she could finish, Yurin walked in. Kid's mom is back. She greeted her. Mom's home. Yurin smiled gently. I'm sorry, kids. I'm a bit late because I stopped to buy pastries for everyone. Hearing this, Yuna perked up. She said Mom will bring out the pastries and some drinks right away. But Yuri quickly replied, I have a friend waiting, so I'll eat later. Thanks, Mom. Watching her rush out, Yurin reminded her, Oh dear, I didn't realize I was so late. Be careful, okay? Meanwhile, Uram was fighting. I was once the heavenly demon who unified the martial arts world. After completing the reincarnation process, my power has skyrocketed to the point where most attacks are ineffective. Suddenly, a spiked mace struck my leg. Even though I was far from my previous territory, I still let my guard down. Uram threw a punch at his opponent. First, I need to get out of this situation. Seeing 4 guys surrounding me, I quietly calculated that I need to buy some time for my internal energy to recover so I can unleash the celestial demon divine technique. One of them rushed in to attack and got taken out. Uram, quick on his feet, dodged your attacks. You really didn't give me a second to catch my breath. Then he countered, and the other 2 took the chance to charge in. He's about to run out of energy. Just keep pushing forward. Let's cut off his escape route. You kept hitting and cursing those pathetic fools. Uram took a stance, even though my body wasn't fully recovered yet, and then he punched the other guy. But you pathetic losers aren't even worthy to be my opponents. Uram tensed up, glaring at them, saying that. Their numbers are overwhelming. Then he punched another one, thinking to himself he should have listened to the witch. After taking down those 2, Uram looked at Hunter Han standing in front of him and said, Hey, if you're the leader, then come out and fight me to the death. He snapped back, Ha, I can hear your petty schemes. Seeing you panting heavily, Hangerhorn ordered, He's exhausted. Everyone kept attacking. 3 soldiers charged in and the one in front said, Quick, finish him off in one blow. Uram smirked, Bring it on. Let's see who's the last one standing. Just then, as the 3 attacked, Yuri appeared just in time, raising a wall of magic. She scolded Uram, I told you to wait. Do my words mean nothing to you now? You stammered, It's really due to unavoidable circumstances. Yuri waved her hand and smashed through them. She continued, And if you're going to strike, then do it properly, not just mess around with these weaklings. Uram thought to himself, If it weren't for my injuries, I could take them all down with just one punch. She exhaled, I know. Anyway, let's deal with them first and then figure things out. You unleashed your power. Thanks to the absorption technique, my internal energy had recovered somewhat. Uram focused his energy into his hands. Even without you, I was going to do that. But thanks to that, my internal energy has recovered a little. Yuri summoned a magic circle to join forces with you against them. They were all beaten to a pulp, leaving only Hunter Han standing frozen in place. Uram reminded him, Hey leader, it's just you left. Hunter Han, frustrated, thought, Damn it, if that girl hadn't suddenly appeared, we would have taken down the celestial demon already. Then he unleashed his ultimate move. These cursed bugs have ruined my plans. Watching him perform the technique, you muttered, Could it be that he... Hanger Han unleashed the god-slaying fire and shouted, "It's come to this." "I won't die alone," Uram sneered. "A self-destruct technique, huh? You think I'll let you have your way?" Then you unleashed the third strike of the celestial demon divine technique, Long Vein Strike. He screamed in agony as his body slammed into the ground, cracking the wall. She told Uram to finish him off. "But it seemed like you didn't want to do that." "Finish him off," Yuri said seriously. "They know where we are." Uram remained calm. "Oh, right." You lifted Hunter Han up by the back of his neck and continued. "Then I'll destroy his meridians, making sure he can never struggle again. Now he's just a weak, ordinary mortal. There won't be any thoughts of revenge anymore." After that, he spat out a mouthful of blood. The scene shifts to the school campus, and just like that, the Hanger Han was wiped out. Uram walked while breathing in the fresh air. The threat has disappeared. The classroom buzzed with excitement. We returned to our peaceful daily lives. "You know, I told you, I really met Guang." Uram was looking at his phone, really. Yuri was writing while thinking that since Hunter Han had been dealt with, everything would be calm for a while. He told her, "Having a relaxed conversation like this with you makes me realize how important a peaceful life is." You mumbled about your way of talking. Uram curiously asked, "By the way, why did you suddenly go to Japan?" He helplessly explained, "Didn't you hear what I said? I'm not going alone. Our whole group is going to Japan. It's a school trip." You smiled excitedly and mumbled, "Oh right, our school has a trip. So this will be my first time going abroad in this lifetime. I'm so looking forward to it." At Incheon Airport, the flight attendant's voice rang out, "Dear passengers, we will do our utmost to ensure a comfortable journey for you." They were heading to Japan. In Osaka, the three of them happily walked together. She looked around. "It's more fun than I thought." Uram asked, "So where are we going next?" Gu suggested, "There's a famous photo spot nearby." The three of them went there, and he took pictures of her and Yuri. "Okay, I'll take the photos." 1, 2, then they stopped by a food stall. Uram ordered 2 servings of fried octopus balls. You praised him, saying, "You speak Japanese really well." But he didn't know that Uram was also thinking, "The translator of The Witch is really amazing." You looked at the map and said, "Wait a minute, I need to go to the bathroom." "Okay, the restroom." She pointed him in the direction, "Turn right at that corner. Go straight to the intersection and turn left. You'll see it right away." You told Yuri, "All right, I'll be quick. You go to the meeting point first." Outside, the weather was sunny and beautiful. At a temple, a car was slowly approaching. A sturdy man stepped in. "Welcome, benefactor," the old monk greeted him. "We've been waiting for you. Please come inside." The two of them went in together. The man handed over a piece of paper. "This is the information about the target for this mission." He ordered, "Eliminate them discreetly. Once the mission is complete, we will meet with the councilman again." Somewhere else, someone was also sitting. A man in black knelt before him. "You've arrived." He held a teacup and instructed, "I assume you understand the mission. Handle it perfectly." The man in black listened intently, then shouted, "Understood," and took off. Meanwhile, Uram was grumbling, "This is so bad." He kept walking. "I can't believe I'm lost. Where even is this place?" Suddenly he noticed something. A terrifying aura was emanating from somewhere. Uram quietly observed the direction, then walked towards it. Uram silently thought, "The energy here is completely different." He became serious. "I need to check this out right now." Meanwhile, the man in black was completing his killing mission. On the floor lay a man bleeding profusely. The man in black calmly said, "The target has been eliminated. I need to erase all traces and disappear." He calculated, "Then I will." But suddenly, Uram burst in, and as he stepped forward, Uram was astonished. "What is this?" You see the guy in the black shirt asking, "Don't tell me you're also a reincarnator." The scene shifts here. The supervising teacher shouts, "All right, everyone, we're getting ready to head out. Gather around." Yu stands in line, turning to look for Yuri, who says that Uram will come on his own, wondering if something's happened. Seeing that he hasn't gotten on the bus yet, the teacher calls out, "Gu, get on the bus, quickly!" Gu complies, "Yes, sir." Meanwhile, Uram is feeling tense. The guy in black is probing, "Who are you? Who sent you?" You act harmlessly, replying, "I'm just a kind passerby." "You're a killer, right? Why are you killing over there?" The assassin rushes towards him, stabbing his sword at Uram. "You don't need to know. Witnesses must be eliminated." You raise your voice, you just charge at me without saying a word. Then there's no room for negotiation. Then I'll make you talk. Uram punches him hard. The assassin flies back against the wall, hitting it hard, causing dust and debris to fall. You ask, so do you want to talk now? He struggles to get up. The assassin yells, die, and throws shurikens. Uram, wide-eyed in shock, quickly dodges all the shurikens. He impatiently says, I don't have time to play with a kid. Uram, not backing down, replies, that attack was so obvious, don't think you can get away with it. Looks like you need a more thorough beating. The assassin is surprised by your skills. He jumps and escapes through the window. You laugh confidently, so you can't fight and plan to run away. At least you know you'll lose. Uram jumps up thinking, this could be fun. I'll chase you to the end. You immediately dash after him. The assassin informs his ally, he's right on my tail. I'll lure him to the nearest base. Prepare the assassins. After chasing for a while, Uram stops. Faster than I thought. His martial arts movement is impressive. You assess the situation, deciding to follow the direction he disappeared for now. As Uram walks, he thinks about what excuse he should come up with for the teacher when he returns. I hope the witch has covered for me. Approaching the house ahead, you quietly observe. After all, this place is unusually quiet. Then Uram notices, oh, what's this? You look up and say, come out. Don't hide anymore. Many assassins are lurking on the rooftops hiding. It's useless against me. One of them comes out from inside, probing, you dare to come here alone? I've never seen you before. Which group are you from? You disdainfully reply, group, if I say it, you all will run away, so never mind. The guy orders his subordinates. So, you're just a newbie who doesn't know the heights of heaven and the depths of the earth, causing trouble. Oh, take him down for me. There are many snipers on the rooftops. Aiming down at you, Uram challenges. So you want to talk with your fists? Fine. A swarm of assassins attacks you. They wear masks and charge at Uram with swords. You harness your strength, thinking, this will be fun at school. You is anxious. Where has Uram gone? I still don't see him anywhere. Yuri ponders. A little chaos would be fine. But I'm so tired already. What is he doing that he isn't answering? At this moment, the ring on her hand starts to glow. She hurriedly goes outside. Seeing this, you ask, hey, Yuri, what are you doing over there? Is Uram coming soon? Yuri answered without looking back at him just nearby. I'm going to find her. She slammed the door shut. Yuri gazed at the ring, lost in thought. What's happening again? I just want everything to be peaceful. Meanwhile, Uram is fiercely battling them. A chain dart flew towards him, wrapping tightly around one of his arms. Two assassins seized the opportunity, shouting as they charged at him. Right now, the leader contemptuously remarked on his spirit. Impressive, huh? But this is where it ends. The chain dart tightened around his arm, causing it to bleed. The two assassins were preparing to strike when they were shocked, as he used that very chain dart to knock them down. The leader was astonished. He easily escaped the assassins' encirclement. He ordered them not to stop and to keep attacking. Uram was losing patience. He said, you're not worth my time. Let's finish this in one move. He spun his leg. The second move, the whirlwind kick, created a tornado. The foreign leader thought, that technique is impossible. His inner strength and power had diminished, but just by looking at the movement, it was unmistakable. So he has been reincarnated, the demon asked with a smile. You're not just going to stand there and watch, are you? The leader wouldn't back down. Of course not. The leader charged at the demon of this era. Let's see how high you've reached. You're harnessing power. I recognize that tone. I must have met you before, right? It's a pity, Uram disdainfully said. Too many have fallen at my hands, so I can't remember each one. The leader didn't listen, waiting to unleash a powerful killing intent. Your arrogance hasn't changed. Now you must prove that confidence. Now Yuri had just arrived. She was still guessing. Is this a temple? Why am I here? Frustrated, she stepped up the stairs. Where can I find him? If he's here, he's definitely dead. Standing at the temple entrance, she pondered. This space is distorted, isn't it? No wonder I can't teleport to him. Whatever happened, I'm sure he's stuck here. Yuri suddenly noticed a big muscular guy behind her. He stammered, this place is forbidden for mortals. He raised his fist. Intruders must be executed. Yuri cursed under her breath. Damn, I was too careless. He punched her hard, sending her flying, but luckily Yuri managed to use her power. She clutched her injured arm, cursing him. You bastard! How dare you sneak up on me? Yuri focused her strength into her hand. "You'll pay with your life for touching me." She unleashed a flurry of ice shards, fragments falling. Yuri was furious. "You dare ruin my trip, I won't let you get away with this." Naozum the giant was frozen in place, but at that moment, water appeared on the ice. "What? That sound can't be." She was surprised. "Are they trying to break my ice magic to escape?" The sound of water breaking echoed. The giant broke free. He shouted, "Eliminate the intruder!" Yuri focused her strength again. He was tougher than she thought. The giant was showing aggression. She recited the spell, "Oh, shards of ice soaked in magic bind the enemy for me." Each ice shard flew towards him. Yuri commanded, "Stay right there, don't move." She twists her hand. "This time she will finish you off neatly." Yuri reads the ice spike. So many shards of ice fly out. The giant keeps rambling. There's an intruder. The ice spike hits him. Her face turns serious. That blow should have done the job. Yet it turns out he was only hit by that one move. But the giant remains unscathed. His eyes radiate killing intent. Yuri is surprised by him. He takes the hit head-on and still remains calm. The giant grits his teeth and says, "All intruders must die." He tears through the air, charging at her, cursing, "What a fool, but at least your body is tough." He yells, slamming his hand down where Yuri stands, but she dodges just in time, mocking, "Such crude attacks won't work." "That won't work anymore." The giant looks up at the intruder. The intruder must be eliminated. He jumps up, muttering incessantly, "Intruders must be removed." Yuri launches an ice spear, disdainfully commanding, "Shut up. Stop rambling. Yuri attacks die." The giant uses his body to block each blow. She casually watches how long he can hold out. He roars, "Intruder die," and rushes towards Yuri. She angrily scolds, "You stubborn fool, can you withstand this blow?" "Now I'm really curious about your body." The giant doesn't say much. He just repeats, "Take down the intruder." Raising his fist, he punches down, and when Yuri's hand touches him, the giant is trapped in a block of ice. He scowls as Yuri says, "I'll admit you have a tough body, but that's all. You can't withstand the freezing cold from the inside. The shards of ice you shattered, I've ground them into smaller pieces and push them into your body." The giant winces in pain. She continues explaining, "That's how I started freezing you from the inside. This is the perfect magic for tough-skinned creatures like you. Like you with such thick skin." Yuri leans against the wall, exhaling, "Looks like I have to go find my little brother again. This time I really won't let him off the hook." Meanwhile, Uram is fighting fiercely. The leader is being beaten by him. He stares at Uram, seemingly his skills haven't dulled. He says while gathering his strength, "Yeah, that's because I've been training like crazy every day." Uram mocks him with the strength he's showing now. "You can't even scratch me." The leader charges again. I'll let you know. From now on, I'll go all out, so try to keep up." You and the leader clash. He swings his sword at Uram. You quickly dodge and ask, "Is this really all you've got?" The leader is stunned. What? Uram attacks the leader and remarks, "What a disappointment." The leader quickly dodges, taunting, "Keep that promise until you actually hit me." But just as he finishes speaking, he gets hit, unable to react in time. The leader has to brace himself to maintain balance, not letting himself fall flat. You smirk. "What a pity. If it were a direct hit, I could have finished you off with just one blow." A few drops of blood fall to the ground. The leader is frustrated. "What happened? I thought I dodged that blow. If I had realized it later, I might have taken a fatal hit." He chuckles softly. "So this is the true demon, huh? Yeah, only at this level. I can finally admit it. He is someone I once respected." The leader stepped forward and Uram stared intently at him. That guy created a whole circle of clones of himself. "You recognize the technique, don't you?" The leader threw a dart that hit Uram. "You're not in a hurry. Just saying that third one really brings back memories." Uram used one hand to break the dart. He still stood there. "So that's why you don't blame those attacks. They feel so familiar." Uram grabbed the guy's arm tightly, preventing the leader from striking back. He used his other hand to strike down. Uram remained calm and unafraid, even with one hand restrained. He still launched an attack with his free hand. A pure lethal strike, not even thinking about defense. It was an offensive strategy solely focused on eliminating the opponent. That bastard remains as arrogant as ever. Uram smiled faintly.